Hi everyone, this is Kelly. This is just a quick video to show you some of the things that I've put together with the items that I bought on the weekend. So I'm going to start with my dresser. I've actually got the dining room light off so I could put the lights on to show you the effect. So I'll start with this wooden tray. The wooden tray was already on the dresser when I showed it to you on Saturday. It was propped up at the back here, standing up, and it's got a lovely quote on about us being together. But I've laid it flat and put some fabric in the bottom just to cover the words over. And then I've put the two bottle brush trees at the back. I've put one large and one small of the B&M houses, and I actually checked the price on the small B&M house yesterday when I popped in, and they're £2. So it's £2 for the small one and £3 for the big one. I've put one of the TK Maxx houses in the middle. I've just got it turned on there for you to be able to see. And then I've just put some cut-ins off each of the sprigs that I bought. I've even put a piece of the beaded garland here just poking out at the end, just to fill it in really. So I like how that's turned out. It's probably only going to be on the dresser for the next couple of weeks because when I put my Christmas decor out, I've got things that I've liked on there the last 2 years, so I'll probably put them back as I usually set them out, but I'll probably move that whole tray somewhere else and keep it as it is because I actually like the way that it looks. So just coming across, there's that lovely glass and metal star, and I put those two sweet little silver birds, one just sitting up on the top of the star to the side and one in front, with two very small pieces of the silver grey eucalyptus, and then that's just two beads off the beaded garland that actually fell off when I was cutting it, so I didn't want to throw them away, so I've just popped them on either side there. And that's just a battery operated candle sitting in there. They were a set of three in B&M's, and I think they were £3.99. And I'm actually going to go back and get another set because I've got a few other things that I could use those candles in, and they're just the right size really to fit. That's one of the wooden glittered stars. I cut the jute string out and I've just put it at the side there. So I like the way that those two look together. This jug I already had on my dresser. I don't know whether you noticed it on Saturday. I bought that about 2 years ago from Tesco's. It was £8. And then in there I already had two sets of light up reed sticks. I think they were from B&M's originally when I bought them. Can't quite remember. And then I've just put a couple of pieces of each of the eucalyptus in there. So I've got the grey one and the green one. And then that's the baby robin that matches the bigger robin that I bought as a set in TK Maxx on Saturday. Just coming up then, I've put my small Raid Done side plates back out. They actually stay out all year other than Halloween, when I just swap them out for some Halloween Raid Done plates. And then in the middle, there's that beautiful glass and glittered acorn. And then either side, I've got those two little white birds that I already had in my spring and summer decor. And I also bought those in Pond and Mill where I got that acorn from. They were a set of two. I bought them in the sale and I think they were £6. They were only £8, I think, originally, if I remember rightly. So even at £8, they were quite reasonable, really. And then either side of the birds, I've just put two very small pieces of the silver grey eucalyptus. And then coming up to the top shelf, there's the other wooden glitter star that I've just put up on top there. I put my favourite things plate back out, which was a charity shop buy a couple of years ago, and I think I paid 50p for it. I'm not sure who it's made by. I don't think it's anybody well known. And then either side of that again, I've put each of the eucalyptus out, just small pieces of each. And then I've got the three robins. So the big one was the matching one to the baby one from TK Maxx. And then the other two robins are the ones I bought in the range. And then up on top, either side here, is the beaded garland. I just cut it in half. Took some small pieces off that I wanted to use in other places and just put it up on there. I've got these two candlesticks. I've got quite a few of them actually that I have in other areas in the house. And I'm trying to think of some things to put on top of there. Not necessarily a candle. It could be a bird or something to fit the theme really. So if you've got any suggestions, I'd be really grateful. Just pop them in the comments below. That basket in the middle is a wooden basket. That was another charity shop find a couple of years ago. And I think it was £2 for the basket and the embroidered heart that's in there. The heart's not actually as big as it looks. It's actually propped up on a box inside. But, you know, they fitted my theme really. I do like I said, the farmhouse country theme. I don't live in a farmhouse. I just live in a normal semi-detached house, if anybody's wondering. But I'm quite pleased with the way the dresser has turned out. So I'll just come around and show you the dining table. The tray is a DIY that I did in the summer. It was originally black. It came from the summer barbecue range in Home Bargains. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was only a couple of pounds. And then I just chalk painted it white and then wet distressed it so some of the black showed through. And then I've got the other TK Maxx light up house there and the other large B&M light up house. The jug I already had. That was a charity shop find also a couple of months ago, and I think I paid 99p for that. It is ceramic. And then I just tied around that lovely white wooden heart. I took the thin piece of hanging jute out of it that was already on it, and then just tied a longer, thicker piece, threaded it through and tied it around the jug. The beautiful fresh flower arrangement I picked up yesterday in Aldi's. It was just £4.99, and I just loved the colours, and I just thought it, you know, it went with the rest of my decor really. In the tray, I spoke on Saturday about a farmhouse wooden bead garland that I wanted to make with those 2 packets of beads that I bought. So I made this garland yesterday. It only took about 10 or 15 minutes to make. I did use both packets of beads, so there's 36 beads on there. Just used some jute twine that I already had and threaded them on and made the 2 tassels as well. You see lots of these all over Pinterest and Instagram and other YouTube videos. Sometimes they're shorter with little wooden tags on the end. I've seen them done for Halloween, where they've painted the beads purple and orange, or you see them for Christmas when they're red and white. So I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. Like I said, it was a really quick craft. I might get some more beads, but this time I'll probably buy them off Amazon. These were expensive. I know they were expensive because I have seen them a lot cheaper on Amazon, and these were £4.50 a packet. So without the jute twine, you know, the garlands that cost me £9 so far to make. The jute twine I already had in a large roll, but I've just draped that in the tray, and it's something that I wanted to make for a couple of months really, so I'm pleased also with how that's turned out. I'll show you one of the white tins that I've put the greenery in. They're both exactly the same. So I've put pieces of each of the sprigs in there that I bought. There's no oasis in there at the moment. They are just placed in the tin. So they are quite free moving. So if they get knocked, they will probably move around and not look how they are at the moment. So I'll see how I get on. I might put a block of oasis in the bottom, but I'm not really bothered whether it has the oasis in there or not really. The other one is just over here on the side table. I've just swapped the position of the lamp and the tin around, because where I've put my winter curtains back up, the jug wasn't really showing up against the curtains. So I've just swapped them, pushed the lamp back to the other edge of the table and brought that forward. And like I said, I'm pleased with how they've turned out. They look really nice, and it was what I envisaged them to look like really. I'll show you my mantle. I know I didn't show that to you on Saturday because there wasn't anything on there really. I'd taken all my pumpkins off to pack away, so it was quite empty. So I'm quite limited in what I can put on top of the mantle because our TV is above, so I can't put anything on there that's too tall. So I put on each end those 2 lovely ready-made pots. They were £3 or £3.99 in B&M's. In the middle, I put that lovely grey and gold welcome sign. It's actually propped up on some wooden Jenga blocks. There's 2 on each end and 2 in the middle. And if you're interested in some crafts to do with wooden Jenga blocks, I've seen loads of DIYs done on Pinterest and YouTube where they've used the Jenga blocks to make little wooden signs for seasonal decor. So I was on the lookout for some of those anyway, for some little DIYs to do, and I managed to get quite a large set of them in a charity shop for £2.50. But I was really pleased because the wooden blocks are plain. Lots of the ones that you buy either say Jenga or something on them, and it does actually show through when you paint them, but these ones are quite plain, so I'm pleased with those for the price I paid. There are the 2 wooden stars that I showed you on Saturday. I couldn't really think of anywhere else to put them, but actually I'm quite pleased with how they look there. In the middle, I've just put some of the frosted berry garland, so that's one set of it going that way and then one set going that way. The beaded garlands I already had in my decor anyway. It's actually 2. They're not joined together, it's just one in front of the other, and usually one of them is on top of the dresser where I just showed you the larger one. They do light up, but they're not switched on at the moment. So I'm pleased with how that looks. Underneath then, we've just got a little electric fire. And on top, I've put that star and heart garland. At the moment, I can't really think of anywhere else to put it. But I do actually quite like how it looks on there. I've just got it draped over that stack of 3 farmhouse style books. That's a DIY that I made in the summer. They're just some cheap books that I bought in a charity shop. Chalk painted them and then just tied them together with some jute string and wrote the words on there just freehand. On top is that little white ceramic tray. And then just some more small pieces of the frosted berry and the gold and white beaded garland with just 2 pine cones. And that's a battery operated candle. I'm going to look for another candle to go in there because for some reason that one's very orange. I don't remember it being orange when I've used it before. So I may well change that out for a different one. Might not, because, you know, other than the colour, it works perfectly. So there's not really any need to change it. And then I've just got a basket of pine cones with a wire light up garland in there. The basket isn't full of pine cones. It's got some carrier bags scrunched up in the bottom just to give it some height. And then it's just one layer of pine cones over the top. And then on the other side then I've just got a glass jar that I've had for a couple of years with some fake cotton stems in. So I'm pleased with how that looks as well. Like I said, I'm quite limited with what I can put on top of the mantle because of the TV above. So I can't really put anything tall on there. I don't know, again, a bit like the tray on the dresser, I don't know whether it'll stay for the next few weeks at least, whether I will then change it and put some Christmas decor on there. It probably will change, but I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. The only other thing I've done that's different is I bought this little, I suppose it's like a candle wreath really. It did come with the glass jar with it, but not the candle, and I've just picked that up in B&M's yesterday. That was £3.99, and it's just in a tray that we keep all of our remotes in on top of our footstool in the living room, just to keep everything in reach. So it's just something, you know, quite simple, but fits the rest of the theme that I was going for really. So that's everything that I've done. I just wanted to say thank you very much to everybody who's watched my first video and subscribed. I really appreciate all the support you've given me so far. And like I said, this was just a quick video to show you what I've done. So I hope you like some of the things that I've done. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any suggestions for the candlesticks on top of the dresser. But I'll say goodbye for now. There's nothing else really that I can show you. I've put the Christmas stuff that I bought away for a couple of weeks. They're just in a box in the spare room. So when I do put them out, I'll pop another video on to show you where I put them and maybe show you some of the rest of my Christmas decor as well. So thanks again for all the support you've given me, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.